Are we there yet?
Hold on, Gordon. Be patient. I can only do so much. Goodness me, what happened to Gordon and Genty? These two, along with a few others, decided to try and attack Timothy. However, that attack has caused destruction to the viaduct, and now I'm waiting for Mr. Percival to tell me when and where to go. By the way, where have you been? I haven't seen you since rumors of Timothy started spreading. Well, let's just say I've had my own adventure with ghosts. Really? Can you tell me about it? I don't have anything to do, so I guess I can.
Hello, Toby. I need you to work at the old gold mines with Bertram and Sir Handel for a little while.
But sir, who will take over this side of the branch line while I'm away?
I'll be doing that. Mr. Percival has allowed me to go outside of the quarry to see how well I can do passenger trains. And don't worry, Toby. I'll take care of Henrietta for you.
Thanks, Mavis. I'm on my way, sir.
Not too long ago, Toby once found the gold mines along an old mid-sorter engine named Bertram, who was nicknamed the Old Warrior. After the mines were found, part of the line was used as a tourist attraction, which extended from there to the Elephant Park. Soon enough, Toby arrived at the gold mine. He saw Bertram, who was resting on his siding.
Hello there, Bertram. It's been a long time since I last saw you. How have you been?
The tourist trains have been busier and busier, but I don't mind. It's great to have work to do instead of being stuck on a siding for decades. Anyways, Halloween is right around the corner, and I want to tell the other engines of a story that I have.
You always have a story to tell.
I know many things, Toby. A lot of things you probably can't even comprehend.
On the north is sort of, maybe. And even then, not much.
Getting back on topic, what are you doing here?
Mr. Percival wants to reuse the old gold mines. He wants me to help with the reconstruction.
I find it strange that part of this landscape is restored for tourist attractions, but not the mines themselves.
Mr. Percival is a very busy man, especially nowadays with Sir Topham on vacation.
Hello, Sir Handel. Helping with the reconstruction too? I thought your punishment was finished.
I guess working in the quarry has gotten to me. Besides, I requested to work on the tourist line. Anyways, I need to go to the wharf and get something. I should be back by sunset. And Sir Handel left away. Toby then started working with Bertram. They talked and laughed and told stories about their adventures since the last time they met. That night, the three engines were resting outside the mine shaft, waiting for the last few workmen to finish their job in the shaft so Sir Handel and Toby could take them to their respective homes.
While we're waiting for the workmen to finish, I have a story to tell.
Please don't be the same story of the engine who fell off a bridge, or the same story of the engine who was turned into a generator and scrapped not long after.
No. I have a different story this time.
Sir Handel was thankful, and soon Bertram started.
A long time ago, back when the Mid-Sorter Railway was still in business, there was an engine that used to work there. His name was Albert. He was one of the first few engines sent to the Mid-Sorter Railway, but somehow was very immature compared to everyone else. Because of this, he was very reckless, and often caused confusion and delay for the other engines. The controller decided to put him at the mine to keep him from causing too much chaos. Albert didn't like it one bit, but it was no use. He would keep on working there until the mine's pumping engine started to malfunction and the mine started to flood and collapse on itself. Me and another engine managed to leave the quarry, but Albert, who was still inside the mine shaft, was crushed from falling rock. The bodies of the driver and fireman were found underneath a bunch of rubble and were later burned to ashes, but any remains of the engine were nowhere to be seen. The mine was soon cleaned up, but by the time it was possible to reuse it again, the Mid-Sorter Railway closed down, and I was left in a siding for decades. Every year or two, you can hear the whistle or screaming from an engine. I still remember those noises, as I, along with Duke and Smudger, constantly heard that noise. So remember, if you hear a ghostly whistle or screaming coming from the mine shaft, It's probably Albert's ghost.
Oh, please. I was on the Minnesota Railway and I've never heard or seen an engine named Albert. Toby, don't listen to him. He's just trying to scare you.
That's because Duke never told you about him, and you never saw him because you were kept on passenger work as a replacement. I have to get to work. See you too soon.
The next day, Toby was taking gold to Islesdale Harbor when he heard an unknown whistle.
Did you guys hear that?
It's probably the wind, don't worry too much.
When does it sound like that?
As Toby went around a bend, he saw Charles.
You okay, Toby? You look shaken up.
I'm fine, now that I have my answer.
To what exactly?
I thought I heard a mysterious noise, only to find out it was you.
Ah, well, sorry I scared you.
It's alright. I must go now. Goodbye.
And Toby continued going to Islesdale Harbor. By the time Toby came back to the gold mines with empty trucks, it was dark, and a fog started to roll on the island. Sir Handel was waiting for the workmen to finish what they were doing so he could leave. What's taking so long? And why is this fog so thick? It's nearly blinding me and I want to go back to the sheds.
Have patience, Sir Handel. These wooden supports are very old and I need to replace them. Say, this fog reminds me of a story.
Oh, not this again. But before Bertram could tell a story, Toby started hearing a rumbling sound.
What's that noise?
Avalanche! Said one of the workmen. Take cover! And the workmen ran toward the coaches. The rocks started to fall all around the three engines. Everyone shutted their eyes, waiting for the disaster to finish. Finally, it stopped. Everyone opened their eyes. The workmen soon climbed out of the coaches. Everyone was relieved, except Sir Handel. And we're trapped here. Just great. Now Scarloria is going to take my favorite spot in the shed.
That's enough, Sir Handel. Unfortunately, there seems to be no way out of here, so my driver will have to go and call for help to the nearest telephone line. Sir Handel, since you have nothing else to do but complain, go and check to see if the avalanche broke anything in the mine shaft.
Fine, but only because I'm getting bored sitting here and doing nothing. As Bertram tried to turn himself around, Sir Handel puffed into the mine shaft. Suddenly, a crash was heard in the mine shaft, as well as an unfamiliar whistle. Toby knew who it was.
Oh no! It's the ghost of Albert and he caught Sir Handel. I must rescue him.
Bertram, wait! Just because you're called the Old Warrior doesn't mean you can fight. Oh dear, it's too late.
Indeed it was, as Toby heard another crash coming from the inside. Then he heard something else.
You should have left this place a long time ago, but since you haven't learned your lesson yet, I guess I'll have to show you another thing or two.
Toby shut his eyes and rang his bell as much as possible, waiting for his potential fate. Then he heard another whistle. Calm down, Toby. It's just me.
What? Yeah, we wanted to play a prank on you.
Really? So everything was all staged?
Everything except the fog. But yeah, it worked like a charm. The two narrow gauge engines started to laugh. Soon enough, so did Toby. Soon, the mess was cleaned, and by the time the rocks were cleared, it was sunrise. Toby was about to head home to get some rest.
It was nice seeing you again, Bertram.
It was nice seeing you too. Have fun on your old line.
I will. Don't worry. I went to Arsdale End to get some rest, and here I am now. Must have been fun. At least your ghost wasn't real. I know. Although, it would have been nice to see Timothy once again. Again? You've seen Timothy before?
But that's a story for another day.